All right, good morning, everyone. We are going to get started. It is 9 o'clock. Amy and Beth, are you ready to kick off our first presentation?
We are ready.
Okay, I'll turn it over to you all.
Perfect. Let me go ahead and share my screen. I'm so sorry. I am a little bit under the weather, but I hope that you all can hear me. Um, Dale, can I share my screen?
Yes, try now.
Perfect. Beth, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming today. I want to welcome you to Journey to Academic Success. We will be covering some information today. Can you go to the next slide, Amy? We'll be covering academic advising, and I'm going to spend some time going through some of the important dates that will be coming up. Well, and then Amy's going to be covering the transition to Cal Poly and some of the academic support resources that will be available to you once we start here in the fall. So you want to go to the next one? So academic advising or advising at Cal Poly, one thing you need to know first is that each major is part of one of the 6 colleges. And so your major is in one of these. Some of them are fairly self-explanatory. Some that might need a little clarification. There is the College of Engineering, but there are a couple of engineering majors that are not in the College of Engineering, architectural engineering and bioresource engineering is actually in CAFES, which is the ag college. So one other major that some students have a hard time finding sometimes is if you're a liberal studies major, that's actually in the Bailey's College of Science and Math. You will today, if you haven't already figured out what college you're in, you're going to be going to your college advising sessions following these sessions this morning. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. So this is what academic advising kind of looks like as you move through Cal Poly. For transfer students, you will go directly to your college advising center. We actually have professional staff advisors that work with you all, and they partner with some faculty advisors as well. So some of you may have faculty advisors that work more with curriculum. Others are more of a faculty mentor for you. I'll talk more about that on the next slide, a little bit what their responsibilities are. So for academic advisors, they are the experts in your major and will guide you through graduation. They can help you with curriculum planning as far as like what course sequencing and things like that. They can help you with forms that you might need through the process up to course, such as course substitutions or withdrawals, or if you need to take a leave of absence. Also, they are really great resources for you as far as transitioning to college and any questions you might have. They know the academic policies really well and can help you understand what the process is and what you need to do. And then they're really a great resource to connect you to resources on campus. The faculty advisors are professors, and they work more and serve more of a role of like helping you decide on what your concentration be, more about course content and what might be the best course sequencing for you as far as what's in the courses themselves. They also can help you with internships and research opportunities and explore specific electives that might be a better plan for you for long term. They also are really helpful with graduate school or post-graduation information as well. and we can go then.
Sorry.
We're on a roll, Amy. We've had.
Uh, Beth, maybe you could share your screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you see that? Whoops, hold on. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. With advising at calpoly.edu, this is a great resource for you as far as your connection to resources for advising on campus. One thing you're going to do, this is very comprehensive website for you to be able to access a lot of really good information. For you to be able to find your college advising center, you just click on the advising center. This is the front page of the website. If you click on the advising centers, you'll see that your college is listed there, and then provides all the information you need about how to connect with them. There's also a really great website there that connects you to the for transfer students specifically, and connecting to resources for transfer students as you move through Cal Poly. So before today, you've completed Transfer SLO Days Part 1, and most of you have probably received an email from the evaluations at calpoly.edu from the registrar's office. That email includes your degree progress report, so what courses have articulated into Cal Poly and have been evaluated. You'll be using that today as you go and meet with your advisors later today, this afternoon. That really is your kind of your roadmap for graduation as far as what courses are completed and what you have left to take. The next session after this is with the Office of the Registrar, following Amy and me at 10 o'clock. And in that session, they'll be discussing the tools and how to access information as for registration, but also where the DPR is located in your student center. And then also you were sent an email about some suggested course lists that for you to register for, specifically for transfer students in your major. There's been courses held for you also as you move through registration on Monday. There'll be seats held for you for your major courses in order for you to help you register for fall term. This is a roadmap that actually is on one of our websites, and you've received this in various forms. I'm going to go to the next screen, but I just want to show you there's a lot of dates on here that are really important. One thing to keep in mind is that you'll register on Monday the 12th. School does start on September 23rd, and there will be more information coming for you about that, and then also like what add drop periods happen after that, so you can add and drop courses up to October 2nd once you start school. But some of the more important dates to remember right now, today we're doing orientation, and then tomorrow, on Friday, if there are any questions that are not answered in your session this afternoon, there will be Zoom drop-ins with the advisors. So today, let me give you a little more information about what's going to happen today. So after this session, you'll meet with the Office of the Registrar, really great information about how to register for classes. And then starting at 11:30 or 12, depending on your college, I think most of them are starting at 11:30. You're going to have all afternoon with them to go through and meet with your major your college and your major. Those may not be individual appointments, but will probably be in small groups. And most of the students, almost all of them, have their questions answered. They leave that time open as well at the end to have you make sure you feel comfortable registering on Monday. But if you have any follow-up questions once you walk away from today and you're like, I need some more help, feel free to Zoom in tomorrow. And for drop-ins, and your colleges will share those links with you. We also will put in the chat to a link of where those meeting links are for Friday. On Monday, you will register. So half the colleges register at 9 o'clock in the morning. The other half registers at 1 p.m. Courses are held for specific majors at each time. So just because you register at 9 doesn't give you any advantage to registering at 1. It's all, so just make sure that you go in and register during your registration time. Keep in mind that you should waitlist for classes. You'll hear that quite a bit today. So if a course is not open, make sure you put yourself on the wait list. Those are going to be running regularly, and you'll be able to see if you've gotten off the wait list at midday, and then over the night it will run too. You do have a few extra days to register as well, just for you all and for first year students. So August 13th through the 15th, you can check your schedule to make sure you see if you're waitlisted for anything, and then you can make changes up until August 15th. So that's the end of your first round registration. Starting August 19th through the 23rd is second round registration. You'll have an appointment in your student center, which will be discussed later, about what time you can go in for your second round interview. And this is when you can register for up to 22 units. Keep in mind, full-time status for financial aid purposes is 12 units. There's some different things you'll hear about what full-time status is. 15 units is considered really full-time to graduate, to get enough units to graduate in the next, in a 4-year period or total. So you will need to decide what's the best workload for you, and work with your advisor on that. So just so you know, we get a few questions about what really is full-time status. And then there's open enrollment from August 24th to September 20th. That's when anybody that's a Cal Poly student could go in and look and see what's been, if there's anything else that's opened up or anything like that, if they need to change their schedule. So now I am going to transition it to Amy. Amy, you're muted.
Awesome. Can you hear me? Perfect. So before today, you should have completed Transfer SLO Days. You also should have received an email from Evaluations. That is your transfer credit evaluation. So please make sure that you check your Outlook. And also please make sure that you review your major specific fall suggested course list. Next slide. So sorry.
Amy, do you want me to do it?
Yes, please.
Okay. So you're going to be navigating to Cal Poly. You're going to be transitioning. We are moving from a semester system to a quarter system. So you're going to want to make sure that does bring about some different time management that you may need to look at. For instance, it does go quick. It's only 10 weeks and then a week of finals, and we'll help you with that transition. That's why we're all here. You'll be doing primarily upper division courses, which can be a little more intense, but we know that you are ready because you've done a ton of work at community college, and we know that you're ready for the transition. We also want to talk about how you can connect and engage on campus. So you want to get involved with clubs and orgs, and you also want to get engaged with other transfers. We can do that through the Transfer Center, through your major. There's a lot of opportunities for you through your major. One general rule that we use at Cal Poly is that to help with the quarter system is that you should be studying about 25 to 35 hours a week with a full load. That would be like 15 or 16 units. It really is an easier way to calculate if it's about 2 hours per unit. So if you had 12 units, it'd be about 48 hours. So that's a great gauge. We've found that for students, that's really where they are successful if they study between 25 and 35 hours a week. One thing to keep in mind too is that doesn't mean you're sitting there studying with the textbook. That means that you're engaging with your friends and studying together, doing study work groups. You're actually going to faculty office hours and engaging with your faculty. And that is all part of the studying process, is where you're engaging with the material in your classes. We're going to see if this works. Otherwise, we'll skip this. But this is a slide. We've had some trouble with the volume, but let's see if it works. Can you hear it?
Hi everyone, my name is Emily Garcia. I'm a former transfer student at Cal Poly.
You can?
My pronouns are she, her, hers. I transferred from Allen Hancock College in Santa Maria, California.
Oops.
I transferred in 2016 as a communication studies major. I graduated in 2018 and went straight into my master's in higher education counseling and student affairs, also here at Cal Poly, and I just graduated this June 2020.
Hi, my name is Bailey Von Elton, she, her, hers, student of the College of Liberal Arts. I transferred to Cal Poly from Allen Hancock College in the fall of 2019 as an English major. And since then, I've added on a few extra things to my majors, such as a gender, race, and culture, science, and technology studies minor. I know, a little bit of a mouthful. And then also a concentration in creative fiction writing and a certificate in professional and technical writing.
Hi, my name is Carl Foster. My pronouns are he, him, his. I'm a transfer student coming from College of the Canes in Santa Clarita, California. I'm a business major, concentrating in accounting in the Orphan College of Business.
My first tip would be to read and live by the syllabus and the class schedule for the quarter. I went in on my first day and I didn't even know that we had an assignment due, and everyone else did because everyone read the syllabus before class. And I was used to the semester system where you read the syllabus for 20 minutes and then you're let out of class. So read your syllabus, read your class schedule, make sure you're staying on top of when things are due, because I guarantee you will forget and your professors probably won't remind you. My first tip for you is to use a planner. Whether or not you are using a physical paper planner or you're using the calendar in your phone, to adjust from the semester system to the quarter system, deadlines sneak up on you fast. So a planner is incredibly helpful. If you're using your phone, it's easy to set reminders for yourself. So for big events or exams like midterms, you can set a reminder for about a week out, and that will just help prepare you and prep for those deadlines that sneak up on you. Once you get your syllabi for the semester, I highly recommend that you go through each one of them and then log those dates in your planner and set reminders for yourself. It will really help you keep on track and stay focused with your studies.
One tip I would have for incoming transfer students is to take every assignment seriously. On the quarter system, things move fast, and there isn't a lot of wiggle room in grades. Before you know it, you're halfway through the quarter and you don't want to be scrambling for extra credit. Start strong, finish strong, and stay strong.
So my second piece of advice is paying attention to yourself. So you know yourself more than anyone else, whether that be a 10-minute break, whether that be taking a walk, whether that be asking someone for help. You know yourself best and you know what you need. So definitely listen to your needs throughout the quarter.
My second tip is to use your resources. Here at Cal Poly, we have our Help Center, which is open to all students, obviously, and is incredibly helpful and filled with staff who are looking out for what's best for you. In addition to that, there is the food pantry underneath the Help Center where you can sign up and get free groceries to help supplement your grocery bill.
Another tip I have is to establish a routine for getting work done. Many times you'll find there to be a pattern in the work assigned by professors. Take advantage of this and work out a routine to get work done or study. and definitely find time to exercise at the rec or socialize, keep your mind clear. There will definitely be times when things don't work out as you plan, but building a habit will set you up for success at Cal Poly.
Ultimately, your transfer experience at Cal Poly is what you make it to be. This is such a unique time in your life. When are you ever going to be a college student here at Cal Poly again? So take all the opportunities you can to make friends, to meet new people, to reach out to professors, network, make connections, do internships, whatever that looks like for you. Make sure you do it because the time is now and you made it here for a reason. You're here, you're meant to be here. So congratulations and good luck.
Just remember that you're not alone in your journey here at Cal Poly. Your professors want you to succeed, and you'll make so many friends who are determined and focused just like you. If you need resources to help you do your very best, don't ever be afraid to reach out to an advisor, the Disability Resource Center, counseling services, or any of the other resources that we have available.
In summary, read and live by the syllabus, staying on top of the things you need to do. Take the time for you, doing whatever it is you need to do. Use a planner, whether that be physical or digital. Use your resources, such as the health center, food pantry, etc. Start strong, finish strong, and stay strong. Establish a routine for getting work done, but also find the time to exercise or socialize to keep your mind clear. The Transfer Center is here for you. Visit us online at transfercenter.calpoly.edu, at CP SLO Transfers on Instagram and Facebook, or send us an email at transfer@calpoly.edu with your questions or to set up an appointment with a staff member.
Cal Poly. I transferred in 2016 as a communication studies major.
Whoops.
Beth, I'm not able to like see the next screen.
You let me try to share this. I shut down when I try to get out of the thing. Here we go. Okay. So let me see if I missed something. No. Okay, so let's talk a little bit. Can you see it now, Amy? Can you see the screen? No?
No.
I can see the support resources screen.
Oh, you can. Okay, great. Thank you.
So can I, Beth? Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm,
thank
mhm.
you. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the support resources. At the Transfer Center has a great place for you to build community and to find some friends on campus that are also transfer students. The center will be open 9 to 6 during the academic year. And we really pride ourselves in the Transfer Center around resources, community, and advocacy. And you will see on our website, which is transfercenter.calpoly.edu, there's a ton of resources for you on that page. And we encourage you to connect with us. The center is staffed primarily by transfer student staff and are a great resource as well as you move through Cal Poly. Our Instagram account is actually Cal Poly Transfers. I would recommend that you follow that. We do a lot of chats on Instagram and things like that. So I really encourage you to do that. At any point you have any questions, feel free to email us now up until any time, because someone is always checking the email for the transfer email. Also, we are located in building 52, room E30. And that is right behind the University Union. And so it's in the old science building, and it's easy to find. We're centrally located. So we really recommend you come by and see us there. You can really, it's a great way to, it's great space to study and also to meet other friends and hang out. So let's talk a little bit about some academic resources. So one of the greatest resources that you can access is actually the Writing and Learning Center. That is where we have writing support, free academic tutoring, course and subject support. So there's study groups, and then there's also like a math hub, there's math labs, there's a lot of great resources for academic support in the Writing and Learning Center. We also have transfer academic coaches, and they are housed in the Writing and Learning Center, and those appointments can be virtual or in person. And the academic coaches are great to help you with time management and study tips. The quarter transition support, that can also can be a little challenging that first quarter. How to connect with faculty. A lot of times we say that and then it's like, yeah, but how do I do that? And we can help you with that. And then also navigating group projects, if you have any questions about that. When the academic coaches also, we have found through resources with our students is that they really wish they would have accessed them early. So we really encourage you during that first quarter to access the coaches, because they can really help you through the process. Library has a ton of support. We have college librarians that are there to support you for research, and you can find more information on their website. And then we also, the Academic Skills Center, which is part of the Writing and Learning Center, can learn about study strategies and study sessions and some supplemental workshops for some of the classes. 6 tips for success. We really want you to utilize your academic college advising center and your faculty advisors often. You're going to build an academic team while you're here at Cal Poly, and that includes your academic advisor, a faculty member, and another mentor, or maybe you're part of another program that you'll learn that someone can be a part of your academic team for you to be successful here. It may be the Transfer Center might be another resource for you. Be your best advocate, seek out help early. This is one of the things on the quarter system we cannot emphasize enough. We want to make sure that you're accessing resources early. You're going to be in midterms by the 3rd week of the quarter. So you want to make sure that you're accessing your resources early. And don't wait until you feel like you're just so overwhelmed you don't know what to do. And I know that's easier said than done, but you want to make sure that if you have any questions, feel free to come to the Transfer Center. That's what we're there for. We really are the conduit for other areas on campus and know the resources and really can help support you in referring you to who you need to go talk to. We want to make sure that you get to who you need to be with. We want to make sure you mark down your academic deadlines, tests, and papers in your calendaring system. That is really important. Once you get your syllabuses, make sure that you would log those so you're not missing any deadlines. And make sure you're always checking your Cal Poly email. That's the official communication by the campus. And I would recommend you do not forward it, but actually just log in. Either you can download Outlook onto your phone as the app, or go into your portal and just check your email directly from there. Forwarding your Gmail account doesn't always work, and sometimes it's seen as clutter or trash, and so you will miss important information. So I would recommend that you check your Cal Poly email directly. And then connect and utilize the Transfer Center and the academic transfer coaches. I've talked a little bit about that already. And then engage with other resources on campus is really important as well. We are doing a survey this year. It's called, we want feedback from you about your experiences before you start your journey at Cal Poly. And this is really important to us to gather information from students. This will be it's a large national survey that we're a part of, and it really helps us to prepare, to know where we need to help students prepare to start college. And you'll be getting more information about this through your Cal Poly account, and really encourage you to take that. It will go out September 15th, and then it's due by October 4th. So just pay attention to that. Make sure you see that and take the time to do that. It's called the Beginning College Survey of Student Engagement. We call it the BESSE. So we really look forward to you participating in that. It is super helpful for us to help things better for students as they move through Cal Poly. And with that, I would like to transition to the next thing. We have about a half hour before we move to the next session. We will be staying online. And if you have any questions, feel free to put that in the Q&A. That's super helpful for us. And we will be able to help you with that. And take time right now to take a little break before we start. And at 10 o'clock, the registrar's office will be presenting about registration tools and academic tools for you to be successful here at Cal Poly. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much. And we'll see you at 10 o'clock.
Hi, everyone. We're going to get started in just a couple minutes with our next presentation from the Office of the Registrar. Amy, are you available real quick? Amy may have stepped away during our little break here. All right, everyone. So we're going to get started right around 10 o'clock with the Office of the Registrar. So hang tight. You're in the right place. We'll have a great presentation from them about how to register for classes. And then we go ahead to advising that starts at 11:30. Amy, this slide was saying meet with your college next.
Yes.
So just want to make sure people don't leave the Zoom space yet. You're still in the right spot. Hi, Amanda. Thanks for being with us. I know you're part of our next presentation. We're waiting for your colleagues to come in. We're going to get started right around 10 o'clock when everyone gets here.
Okay, sounds good.
Amanda, can you just say something so that I can make sure that I can hear you, okay?
Hello.
Okay. I was like, I don't want to start this off like yesterday where I was like, I can't hear anything and I don't know.
Good. Audio
Thank
is
you.
working. You're
Yes,
welcome.
perfect.
Hello to all of our friends from the Office of the Registrars. Thanks for being here. I think we have a couple more still joining us, and we're getting a couple more of our students back from break. We'll get started in about 2 more minutes here at 10 o'clock, top of the hour. You should all have the ability to share your screen when needed, etc. But we'll wait for a few more of our students to get back in our Zoom room and we'll get started here soon. So thanks for being with us. All right, looks like we're about ready to get started. From the Office of Registrars, do you have everyone here that you need for your presentation?
I believe so.
Okay. For this session, we're going to be using the Q&A function. So if students, you have questions, put your items into the Q&A. The team here will do their best to respond as quickly as possible. We're going to cover a lot of great information. But with that, we're going to turn it over to the Office of Registrar for some great information about registering for classes.
Great, thank you so much. Okay, so let's kick off our presentation here. Thank you so much for joining us today and welcome to the Office of the Registrar Registration Overview. My name is Bond Allen and I, along with Amanda Neverman, will be presenting to you today. During today's presentation, we will be covering the tools and resources available to you for registration and dropping links to helpful pages in our chat. As Dale just said, if you have any questions at any point of the presentation, please feel free to use the Q&A box and our moderators will address them there. Additionally, your college advising centers and department presentations later today will be addressing more specific questions about what to register for and advising, while ours today will focus on the tools. While at Cal Poly, the Office of the Registrar is where you will go for assistance with registration issues, leaves of absence, withdrawals, verification letters, transcripts, curricular substitutions, questions about policies related to transfer credit, credit no credit grading, as well as a variety of other topics. Today, we will give you an overview of the Student Center and Class Search, but we'll spend most of our time showing you Schedule Builder. Schedule Builder is a tool that will allow you to build your class schedule each term, while Class Search will allow you to look up one course. Schedule Builder will be able to pull in all of your courses you'd like to take that term and show you different scheduling options available. Before we begin, we'll take a minute to show you an overview of how several of the tools you'll use during your time at Cal Poly all fit together. With that, let me show you. So this is your Student Center. The Student Center is the hub for all things at Cal Poly. It is where you can find your schedule, outstanding fees, holds registration information, and other helpful resources. So here you'll click in and you'll see the landing page. You'll see right when you get in to-dos that are listed, any holds that you have remaining, additionally waitlist, which we'll go over later. and your shopping cart items and any important messages for the day. Degree Planner, which is found under Academic Progress, is the tool that students use to plan their coursework while at Cal Poly. The program uses the flowchart for your major and places suggested courses in each term. Students are encouraged to use this tool for planning purposes. So down here you can see that this is what they have planned for fall, and it'll actually plan out for your time at Cal Poly. So each quarter, you will see all the planned courses. What this also does is this provides seat demand data for this tool for departments. So that means that the departments are using this information so that they can plan out sections of courses and how many seats may be needed for students during your time at Cal Poly. Your degree progress report, which is also found under the academic progress, is a tool that you should run often. It shows how coursework is applied to your program of study and tracks your progress. So for this student, what we'll do is we'll look at the GE education. Let's see, and then we'll go down to GE area A. As you can see, before you scroll down, this says not satisfied. But when you open up the fields, you'll see that 2 of the 3 A courses are actually satisfied. If you are currently enrolled in something, it'll also show in progress. This shows how coursework and credit received from external areas is applied to your degree. A general recommendation is for you to run your degree progress report or your DPR after you register for a term, and then once again when grades post for the term. That way you can always keep track of how credit is being applied and make sure it's accurate. Schedule Builder is the tool we'll discuss today. Once you've used Degree Planner to map out which courses to take, you can use Schedule Builder to build out your classes and your class schedule. Class sections at Cal Poly are impacted, so it's recommended to build out a few different scheduling options when it's your time to enroll. Then you can use your favorites, which Amanda's going to go into in depth in just a bit. Before we get started, it is important to note we won't be covering detailed information regarding your curriculum for your major. If you have specific questions associated with your curriculum, the Advising Center for your college is the best place for assistance.
We have several people monitoring the chat, so feel free to ask questions throughout the demo. If time allows, we will do a recap of those questions following this presentation. And please make sure to share your questions with everyone in the chat as opposed to sending direct messages. All right, so let's get started. Okay, from the Student Center, we're going to be looking at Class Search and Schedule Builder. Class Search is a tool used to view the complete class schedule. You can apply filters, which will help narrow your search results, but keep in mind that classes at Cal Poly may be impacted. So using fewer filters will show you the greatest number of sections. Some key filters to understand: in the upper left-hand corner, we'll start with term. There will be several terms available to you in Class Search. You'll want to use the drop-down menu to navigate to the appropriate quarter. So for these examples, we're going to be looking at Fall Quarter 2024. The next filter is Course Attribute. This filter will help you find degree-applicable requirements, such as courses that fulfill a general education requirement, United States Cultural Pluralism courses, and courses that fulfill the graduation writing requirements. If you're selecting a GE course, you can use the next drop-down to further limit your request. For example, instead of searching for all GE Area A courses, we can use the next drop-down menu to search for GE Area A1 courses. And with that, I want to mention that it is important to know your catalog when searching for courses. We'll talk a bit more about that shortly. We'll also look at the search results after a few more filters have been applied. In the chat, you'll find a link to more information about general education requirements, as well as a link to explanations on key definitions for words you'll hear throughout this presentation. Moving back to the filters, the next filter that we have is session. This filter mainly applies if you're enrolling in classes during the summer, where Cal Poly offers multiple sessions. During the regular academic year, courses are offered during the 10-week or regular academic session, so this filter is not necessary. And the remaining filters. The remaining filters will be used if you want to drill down to a specific course or courses under a specific prefix. For example, in the subject, I could type AGB, and the search results will show me all courses with open seats in agricultural business. And as registration begins, you may find that unchecking the Show Open Classes Only box will bring back more sections in the results. You will have the option to waitlist, and we'll go through that process a little later in the presentation. The start time, end time, and days filters will be used if you want to find courses that are offered during certain times. Keep in mind that using this feature will limit course selections, which is not recommended. And lastly, we have modality of instruction. This filter will be used if you want to find courses that are offered online or in person. Cal Poly has 6 different modalities of instruction, and you'll find a link in the chat that provides further information on those. So let's take a look at some of the search results. If your suggested course list indicates that you should enroll in AGB 260 in the fall, our subject is already AGB, and the course number I'll enter 260 and click search. The overview of the search results will show you the section number and class number, the days that the class meets, the start time, the end time, the room location, the instructor, and the instruction mode or modality of instruction. Under status, you will be able to see how many seats are remaining in the class. And if you hover over the gray triangle icon, you can see if there are seats reserved for a specific student population. Once I click into the section, under the details area on the right side of the page, again, you will be able to see the instructor's name, the dates of fall term from start to finish. This class meets Monday, Wednesday from 2:10 to 4 p.m. This is an in-person class. And this class meets in Earhart Agriculture 10 to 15. You will also have the option to see location. Once we click that, you can see the campus map. And then you can see where the building is located on campus. There are going to be 2 different areas where you can access the campus map, one here in Class Search and one in Schedule Builder, which I will show that later in the presentation. Under the details area, there's an availability section. This will let you know the status of the class. So this class is open. There are 20 seats remaining out of 40. And there are 79 seats remaining on the wait list. Under the reserved seats information, you will be able to see if seats are reserved for a specific major or cohort of students. So in this example, there are 20 seats saved for new transfer AGB majors, and the seats are going to be reserved until August 18th. If your suggested course list indicates that you should enroll in something broader, like an upper division GE course, we can reset our filters. And in the course attribute dropdown, I'm going to select GE Area D. And the course number, I'll enter 3. This will bring back all search results for 300 level courses. And you can repeat the same exercise for 400 level courses as well. Looking at the search results, you'll always want to be mindful of the class notes for a particular section. This will let you know if there are seats reserved for a specific student population or the modality of the section. And once you click into the section, on the left side of the page, there's an information area. And this is where you can see the class number, that this is an undergraduate class. This class is 4 units. And you can also see the course description. The course description provides catalog information on prerequisites and what the course fulfills. Scrolling down, you can also see class attributes here. And again, class notes are going to be repeated at the bottom here. Class search will allow you to enroll directly with the green enroll button at the bottom. You can also add to cart or add to schedule builder. Let's look up one more example. And this example, we're going to be adding to our cart. So we'll reset our filters again. And in the subject, I'm going to type geography. And the course number, I'll enter 350. Click search. Once we add this section to our cart, it will remain in our shopping cart until we build our schedule out with Schedule Builder. Before we do so, there are a couple of key details I wanted to highlight. The first being the closed leaf icon next to the class number. The closed leaf icon indicates that this course is a sustainability-focused course. While sustainability is not a requirement for graduation, if you have an interest in taking courses related to these topics, you'll see either an open leaf or closed leaf icon that will show the course has focused content related to sustainability. And once we click into the section, we'll scroll down and select Add to Cart. Once you select Add to Cart, a new window will appear. This is where you can change the grading basis, enter a permission number, or enroll on the waitlist. Information about changing the grading basis can be found in the chat. And a permission number is a special code that's granted by the department or course instructor in cases where you do not meet the course prerequisites or if the class is full. And typically, we will only need to check the waitlist checkbox if the class is full. Doing so when seats are available may put you on the waitlist when a seat is open for you. So from here, we're going to click Save. Next, let's navigate over to Schedule Builder. We're going to go to the main menu, to the Enrollment dropdown, and select Schedule Builder. The first item that you will see is the welcome message. The Office of the Registrar uses the welcome page to share updates. You can also view tips, which is recommended for your first time logging into Schedule Builder. And if you choose to skip this message in the future, the message will only be visible again if the overall message changes. So from here, let's click Continue. In the term dropdown, you will want to select the term for which you are building your schedule. You can select the dropdown caret or select within the term field itself. Due to the nature of registration with the quarter system, it's highly likely that there will be several quarters available to you. You'll want to be mindful of which quarter you're navigating to. So we're going to be building a schedule for fall quarter 2024. Prior to building our schedule, let's first familiarize ourselves with the features. Keep in mind that the filters are similar to the ones that we just saw in Class Search. On the right side of the screen, you will see several buttons. The first button is Favorites. You can create favorite schedules and save them here for when registration begins. Tips. This is where you can view additional tips in Schedule Builder. Just like the landing page, it's a good idea to scroll through these once as you begin to use the tool. And the filters are designed to be expanded or collapsed based on how you prefer to search for classes. And import courses. When we click on import courses, there are 4 drop-down items: planned, shopping cart, enrolled, and waitlisted. If you recall, when we started, we mentioned that once you plan out your courses for the term with Degree Planner, you can use Schedule Builder to view potential class schedule options. You can import planned courses here to get you started in Schedule Builder. Now let's take a moment to discuss Schedule Builder's filter tools located on the left side of the page. Again, you will notice that they are very comparable to the ones that we just saw in Class Search. And just like Class Search, the more filters that you apply, the more limited things become in terms of potential options. So our first row of filters is availability. You will have the option to set when you are available to take classes. Note that applying an unavailable time will limit your options, so it's recommended to only use this setting when necessary. For example, I can select my unavailable time range as 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Tuesday and Thursday. And I'll label this as work. Click Apply. Under availability, there are 3 global filters: session, class status, and modality of instruction. As a reminder, session mainly applies to summer term when Cal Poly offers multiple sessions. During the regular academic year, consisting of fall, winter, and spring quarter, courses are offered in the 10-week or regular academic session, so this filter is not necessary. And class status. Class status allows you to limit what courses you see. It's recommended to leave this filter blank. While you may want to search for only open seats at certain times, keep in mind students can waitlist for up to 16 units. Because classes are impacted, you may find waitlisting will allow you the additional opportunity to enroll in classes as seats become available. And modality of instruction. This filter was previously discussed, but as a reminder, you can limit results to in-person if you prefer not to take virtual classes. However, keep in mind that this will further limit course options when building schedules. And you'll always want to pay close attention to class notes for a section. This will give you helpful information for that specific section. And moving down to section filters. As previously discussed, GE, GWR, and USCP are requirements in your curriculum. In Schedule Builder, you'll find you can select multiple course attributes. However, we recommend selecting only one option within this filter. As we will see shortly, selecting multiple options means courses that are returned may fulfill one of the requirements, but not all. It is important to read the class description during the registration process. For example, I could select GE Area D and USCP. And let's look up a couple of courses. Let's look up Anthropology 201. And the course description here lets me know that this course does fulfill GE Area D, but does not fulfill USCP. And another example, let's look up English 381. The course description here lets me know that this course does fulfill USCP, but does not fulfill GE Area D. This course fulfills GE Area C. With GE requirements, it is extremely important to know your catalog. Your catalog information can be found on your Cal Poly portal under the Academics tab at the top of the page under Degree Information, and it's going to be in the green font. It's important to note that Schedule Builder's filters works like a funnel. The more filters that you select, the more specific scheduling options you will receive, which may limit the number of scheduling options you see. As I made selections in our GE filter examples, you might have noticed that course availability changed. Using filters limits your view. You do have the option to bypass any of the filters and directly search for classes by subject and catalog number. That brings us to our last row of filters, course selection, which includes subject and catalog number. This is the area where you can add a course that was not planned or imported from another area. Because you may not have used Degree Planner at this point, it's recommended that you visit the recommended course list for your major and build out schedule options based on those courses. So now that we've gone over the available features and filters, it's time to create our fall schedule. We're going to use the different options that we discussed to pull in courses from different areas. By using the import feature, I'm going to pull in coursework I had planned with Degree Planner. As a reminder, during your time at Cal Poly, you'll want to use Degree Planner to build out future terms. Not only will this allow you to map out upcoming terms, but it will also give academic departments information related to planned course demand each term. You will have the option to select all courses and pull them over to build potential schedules, or you can identify specific courses that you want to add. And for this example, we're going to be bringing over Journalism 285 and Journalism 302. We'll select Import. I had previously used Class Search to find a section I want to take with a specific instructor. I had added it to my shopping cart. So let's go into our shopping cart and see if it works with our schedule. Geography 350 will be imported as a shopping cart course. Keep in mind that courses at Cal Poly may be impacted, so foregoing a course based on an instructor may impact my time to degree. And lastly, I'm going to be using the course selections filters to search for a couple of courses by subject and catalog number. Let's look up Ethnic Studies, 145, and select Add Course. And also we're going to look up Astronomy, 102. And once I select Add Course, the course will be moved over to the Build Your Schedule section located at the bottom of the page. You can select up to 10 courses to build out potential schedules. Under the status column, you can see two different icons. The shopping cart icon letting you know that the course was pulled over from your shopping cart, and the planner icon letting you know that the course was pulled over from Degree Planner. Once I select the Select Sections button, it will take you to a new tab. And the first thing that you will see is the course description. This is going to be in the details area at the top left-hand side of the screen. The details area provides catalog information, such as course description, prerequisites, and what requirements the course may fulfill, such as GE, USCP, or GWR. As a new transfer, you will have either a morning or afternoon registration time on Monday, August 12th. You can find your registration appointment in your student center. For reserve caps for transfers, you may see a certain number of seats saved for the morning group and a certain number of seats saved for the afternoon group. This was done to ensure seats were distributed equitably regardless of whether you were assigned the first or second rotation. In the chat, you will find a list of which colleges are scheduled to enroll in the morning and which colleges are scheduled to enroll in the afternoon. The registration system will remain open for you until 11:59 p.m. on Thursday, August 15th. And once I open the section here and scroll down, you'll be able to see a textbook area. This will provide you with a link to course materials or textbooks needed for that specific course. Next to that, you can also see a seat breakdown under the availability section on the right side of the page. This is going to be the same information that was displayed in Class Search under the status view. And we'll go ahead and click OK. So now that we've added our selected courses, it's time to build our schedule. When building your schedule, you can allow the system to select all courses, or you can identify specific courses that you would like to bring over. So from here, we're going to select Build Schedule, and we're going to view our scheduling options. A key feature of Schedule Builder is the ability to validate and see whether you meet the prerequisites. The message that's displayed here shows that I do not meet the course prerequisites for Geography 350. A little later in the presentation, we will enter a permission number to enroll in this course. By building your schedule early, this allows time to correct any issues prior to your enrollment appointment, meaning requesting a permission number or adjusting your scheduling options. So from here, let's click Continue. Your scheduling options can vary from 1 to 100 depending on how many classes you select and how many scheduling options are available. Before we enroll, let's break down the available functionalities on the calendar page. You'll notice the following tabs on the left side of the screen: Enroll. If schedule option 1 was our ideal schedule, we could directly enroll in courses here. The heart icon or Add to Favorites gives us the option to select favorites. Let's look at what options are available to see if we want to create a few different favorites. So here is schedule option 1. And if you remember, with our availability filter, we blocked out time for work, so it's displayed here at the bottom. This is going to be schedule option 2. So it looks like schedule option 2, Astronomy 102 changed. And then schedule 3 and schedule 4. If schedule option 4 is our favorite schedule, we can select the heart icon, Add to Favorites, and you'll have the option to rename your schedule and click Confirm. The schedule will then be copied over to the Favorites folder at the top right-hand side of the screen. You can select up to 5 favorite schedules. Keep in mind that the class schedule is published 2 weeks prior to the start of registration. This means as you look at the term planning calendar, you will have time to go in and use Schedule Builder to build out potential schedule options. A link to the calendars has been added to the chat. Next to the Favorites button is the Add to Compare. You can look at up to 3 schedules at a time to see which one may be ideal. So if we compare Schedule 3, and we'll click the Add to Compare button, and let's compare it to Schedule 4. And then you'll click the Compare button at the top of the screen. You can see that Schedule option 1 is going to be highlighted in blue, and Schedule 2 is highlighted in orange. The gray sections are going to be the same across both schedules. And to get out of the Compare screen, you'll click the Schedules button at the top of the screen. Now that we've covered the buttons on the left side, let's cover the final 3 buttons on the right. The first button is the 3-dot icon, and it shows your route between classes. We can select all sections and view on map. Zoom out a little. The map is sorted by days, and you can use the day drop-down. So this is going to be your Monday schedule. Your first and second class would be in Graphic Arts, Building 26, 303. And then using the day drop-down, your Tuesday classes, your first class would be in English, Building 22, 312. Your second class would again be in the Graphic Arts Building, 26104. And then the third class would be in Science North, Building 53206. All right, let's exit out of the map view. The last 2 buttons will change your view of your classes if you prefer to view your classes as a list, or if you prefer to view your classes in the calendar view, which we had just discussed. All right, so now that we've covered the scheduling options, let's try to enroll. And I can select the green Enroll button here, or I can go into my Favorites folder, view a favorite schedule, and enroll directly in one of my favorites. From here, let's click Enroll, and we'll check the checkbox next to Section for all classes. At the bottom of the screen, there are three options: Validate, Add to Cart, and Enroll. Validate will allow you to validate your schedule to see if you run into any enrollment roadblocks, which we previously mentioned. From here, we can add these sections to our shopping cart by selecting the Add to Cart button and enroll in our Student Center directly, or we can select the Enroll button and enroll in Schedule Builder directly. So once we click Enroll, a new screen will open, and you will need to individually select each class to complete your enrollment. So for Journalism 285, let's save this section. Ethnic Studies 145, Section 2, we'll also save this section. And if you remember Geography 350, Section 1, we're going to be entering a permission number. And we'll save this section. Journalism 302, Section 3, we're going to waitlist for this section and save. And then Astronomy 102 will also enroll in this section. And we'll click the Enroll button. And there's an enrollment message here, and you'll check the I agree box and click Enroll. Please note that once a waitlist has formed for a class, you will automatically be placed on the waitlist even if seats are available. Think of the waitlist as a line you cannot cut. The waitlist search engine runs nightly and enrolls students into available spots. You can check your schedule daily to see if your waitlist position has moved. You will receive an email notification when adjustments to your schedule have been made. If you get that email, check your schedule. We'll see how to view waitlist information in a few minutes. As mentioned earlier, once you enroll in classes, it's a good idea to visit your degree progress report to make sure that what you enrolled in maps out to the requirements as you expect. Now Bond will give a little more information on features you'll find in the Student Center.
Thank you, Amanda. Once you have registered for classes, you'll want to verify your schedule in Student Center. Please note, your Student Center will display your official schedule. It is always important to verify your enrollment, grading basis, and units for each class prior to the add drop deadline for the quarter. Students are responsible for all registration actions. So to verify the schedule, you'll click on My Schedule. You may view the schedule in a list or a weekly calendar format. From the list view, you can view your waitlist number, if applicable, class location and time, and enrollment status in your course. If you click on the weekly calendar view, only classes with scheduled times will appear, and remaining courses, for example, if it was asynchronous, would appear below or at the top. So here you can see that these are what we are currently enrolled in. And this is the schedule. Some departments set classes or sections to no print, meaning they will not publish in Schedule Builder or in Class Search. For a section where you have been given a class number and or a permission number to enroll, you must do so directly from the shopping cart. You'll click on Enrollment, then Shopping Cart, Add by Class, and then Add by Class Number. So for this one, we'll click here and we'll say Add by Class Number. Additionally here, because this is an option, you'll want to select the grading option. For this example, we'll use credit, no credit, and it's a variable unit class, so you'll also need to select how many units that you'll be taking. If it required a permission number, you need to enter it there. Click Save, and it's been successfully added to your cart. You can then select here and then enroll. This class has now been added to the schedule. Additionally, should you need to make any changes to your schedule to drop a class, you will select drop classes from the navigation. Select the class or classes that you would like to drop. You can do multiple classes at a time. Before pressing the drop button, you are encouraged to make sure that you are selecting the course that you intend to drop. The Office of the Registrar is unable to re-register you for classes you dropped unintentionally. So for this example, we'll drop Astrology 102. And then you would just click drop and wait for a message. Anytime you make a change to your schedule, what you will want to do is go back to verify that change in your class schedule. As you can see, we'll no longer see Astrology 102 on our schedule. To change the grading basis for a class or edit any variable units, you will select Edit Enrollment from the navigation under Enrollment. So for this one, what we'll do is we'll select Art 200 and click Edit. We'll switch back to graded and we'll switch units to 1. You can make just one change if nothing changed on the units. Press Continue. You can then confirm changes. See that the original value and the new value are listed here. Make sure that everything is as intended and click Continue. This class has been updated. And again, because we made a change to our schedule, we're going to verify that change in our class schedule. And we can now see that we're taking it for 1 unit. To verify our grading basis, you'll go to Academic Progress, then Grades, and you can now see that this is listed as graded and no longer listed as credit, no credit. You'll want to verify your grading basis each quarter prior to the deadline to make that change. One additional function for making changes to your schedule is swap classes. Swapping a class allows you to perform the actions of adding and dropping together. You can additionally choose to swap into a course with a waitlist. This scenario will allow you to create a drop if enrolled situation and keep you enrolled in your current class and only drop you should you be enrolled. And here, let's take a look. So we'll swap this class. Let's do something from a class number. I've changed my mind. I wanted to add Astrology 102 back into my schedule. So I select Graded and I click Save. Again, you're confirming the changes for this schedule. You're going to click and make sure that everything is intended and click Confirm. We've now swapped Art 200 with Astrology 102, and we can verify that on my schedule. Videos, tips, and instructions for the registration can be found on our website at the following link. Before we open to additional questions, we have the following resources that we'll place in the chat for Schedule Builder, Term Typically Offered, Degree Planner, Forms, Contact Listing for our website. The Office of the Registrar offers the opportunity to schedule appointments using the following link that we'll place in the chat. Keep in mind, appointments should be related to the functionality of Degree Planner, Schedule Builder, Class Search, or Degree Progress Report. If you have any questions about curriculum, you should work through the advising center in your college. For incoming transfer students, especially those in programs such as Jumpstart or the 2+2, your college advisor will be the best resource on recommended courses to take during your first term. They may not always coincide with the lists found in your degree planner or your flowchart. If you have questions related to registration issues, the records unit of the Office of the Registrar is available to assist both through our virtual desk or phone. As we've gone through the presentation, you've asked questions in the chat. Can our chat moderators give a quick recap of any questions from the chat that would be helpful for the group?
Hi, Bond. Could you do me a favor real quick and show our students where to find their enrollment appointments? Just the enrollment date.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
If I remember. Oh, under enrollment, enrollment dates. And then see here that this person's next round for is actually round 2 is going to be August 22nd at 2 p.m. So the date and time will be listed here. Additionally, one thing that I didn't touch base on is how to view your waitlist position once you have been on the waitlist. You can either go back to the home landing page where you'll see that this is the current waiting position for Journalism 302. Additionally, you can find it under View Waitlist under Enrollment.
Thank you, Bond.
You're welcome.
Perfect. Thank you so much. The next will be college advising, and that will start at 11:30.
I'm also just going to say, based on some of the feedback we've gotten in the Q&A, for your first term, please refer to the fall 2024 recommended course list that you received from your major when you are selecting classes for your schedule. It's not going to be helpful to refer to your degree planner for this first term. So you should have received that via email from your major, and that is the list that you are going to use to build your schedule for fall. If you did not receive that email from your major for your recommended course list, I'm going to drop a link into the chat, and I will give instructions in the chat how you can find that link organized by college. Okay, so hold on one second.
All right, students, there's still a few in here. Feel free to use that Q&A. Our team will continue to help answer those questions. But if you are all set in this Zoom webinar, you have a little break. Your advising sessions will start at 11:30 a.m. Those will be either college or major specific, and it just varies depending on what your major is. There's some information in the chat regarding how you can access your unique advising links. There's also a help desk, and our staff over there have access to all of the Zoom links, so you can go over to the help desk and talk to our staff, and they'll get you your right advising links. But nothing else. 11:30 will be your next session with your either college or major specific advisor. If you have questions, hang out in here and continue to use that Q&A. We'll get to those as soon as possible.
I'll add as well, if you have questions about your recommended course list, if you aren't sure if you have the correct list, or if there are only a few classes reflected and you're not sure if you need to add to that, these are wonderful questions for your college advising center in the next session. They are going to be the experts that will assist you in selecting which courses are going to fulfill your degree requirements. It will be in a group advising setting, but they will be able to answer your questions about those recommended course lists.
If there are no additional questions, then thank you so much for joining us today. And this presentation will be up on our website within the next week as well. So if there were any information that you wanted to follow up on. Thank you.
Thanks all.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you to our great colleagues, Office of Registrar. So if you're still in this room, students, we'll be closing this in a little bit, 11:30. It may be 12 or 1, but most sessions are going to be starting at 11:30. So you can have a little break, get reset for your next session, which will be outside of this webinar. So you're going to either go to those links that have been in and put in the chat there to actually look up your unique advising session, or you can go to our help desk and our staff there will get you those right links. And they can give you some information on what time those are scheduled to start. But we're going to be closing this webinar in a little bit. And hopefully you all have a great time in your advising session today. Again, there's also some availability tomorrow. The Office of Registrar is going to have this video put up on their website in the next week that they shared. So hopefully you have a lot of good information and direction on where to go from here.